Oh, that's nice. Inflammation is something that is plaguing, I'm telling you, plaguing our population at the moment, and we don't even realise it. If 90% of our serotonin, our happy hormone, is made in the gut, then if we eat, are we going to be happy? It's a rhetorical question. You got it. No. God, I'm so woke. Minus candy. Why am I calling it candy? Like candy. I love candy. Like I'm from Los Angeles or something. Nothing wrong with Nicaragua, as far as I'm aware. I might have just put myself in an absolute coffin there. I don't know anything about Nicaragua. It was like another experience from another world. Leafy greens, cool. I don't know why they say leafy. Leafy? What's green that's not leafy? You know, just trying to be a bit more sustainable for the planet. You know, I'm one of those. #woke. I'm going to go continue to stroke my hair and do the crossword in bed. It's 2 a.m. What am I doing with my life? Plot twist? Did you know that? Because if you didn't, I suggest maybe eating for mental health. A recent new phenomenon that is trending across the world, and I wanted to cover it because my podcast is all about mental health, physical health, everything health, and happiness, positivity. So I thought, do you know what? I've recently changed my diet and I feel fucking amazing. I have so much energy, it's actually a problem now. I don't quite know what to do with it all. I basically, it's like I get all this energy before bed and then I don't quite know what to do. So I lie there and I do a crossword. And yeah, insomnia. So today we're talking about what is eating for mental health. Why is it important? I mean, obviously our mental health's important, but like, what can we actually do to help our mental health by eating? And what kind of foods does that entail? Do we need to take supplements? Is it the way we eat, etc.? We're gonna be covering it all, don't you worry. And how do these things help? I've split it into, let's say, I think 4 categories. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 categories. And then I'm going to be explaining all the different foods that will benefit and negatively impact your mental health at the end. So let's get into it. Hi guys, I am a doctor. I don't know why I said I am, like anybody was questioning it. Hi, I was going to say, hi, I'm Dawn. I'm a doctor. If you don't know that already, but if you do, then hi, welcome back. I just want to say, I know we're only 2 minutes in, right? I know this is a bit premature, but I just want to say, like, honestly, thank you so much, guys, for listening. We're now approaching, just on the podcast alone, around 700 downloads. And the crowd is growing. I'm enjoying having you all listening. You're obviously enjoying the recent content. And the same goes for on YouTube as well. I haven't actually added up both of them, but it's like, you know, it's getting to like 400 a month, I would say, which is, you know, I think that's quite a lot. 400 people a month listening to me twice a week. Actually, no, I guess it's not. Anyway, whatever. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And that's what I wanted to say. We're getting close to 700 downloads and getting close to the 100th episode as well. Yeah, so, yeah. Right, okay. It's 1 a.m. I very much contemplated, should I do this episode now or should I wait till tomorrow? I'm trying to like maintain all my energy because I'm like peri-sleep right now. Like I could fall asleep, I could not. Anyway, let's just get into it. Dawn blabbers for too long. But I'm thinking if I'm tired, then maybe it will make me go quicker. So, number 1. Well, I guess I didn't even cover, what is me eating for mental health? Basically, it is, I mean, it kind of is what it says on the tin. I don't feel like I need to explain it, but I kind of started it, so maybe I should finish it. So, I believe, and many scientists believe, this is not just a like Dawn coming up with shit ramble, right? Your brain and your body and your gut, whatever, you are what you eat. People have been saying it for years, but it's like now it is really coming, you know, it's not just like physically you are what you eat. You know, if you eat crap, you'll look crap and feel crap, and you'll be like bigger or whatever. But it's like also it affects your mental health. You'll feel crap mentally. Ugh. And nobody wants that. There's a big drive for mental health. It very rightly so, in fact. Like, I'm not like, it's an incorrect drive. Like, I think it's bloody great. And yeah, there's a big drive for mental health recently, over the last decade, I mean, like recently. And eating for mental health is now becoming a common concept. So it's basically how does what we eat influence our brain function? And it's not just like how we feel physically, it's actually, it affects how our brain functions, how our cognitive abilities, whether we have a cognitive decline and how quickly that, well, we will have a cognitive decline, I just want to point that out, but how quickly that happens, whether we get dementia, whether we get other neurological disorders. So it's not just like, oh, it's just food, it goes into my tummy and then I shit it out. No, it's like, it's important for your brain. And if you want to look after your brain, you got to eat right, okay? So, I mean, why is it important? I literally, if you're listening and you care about your mental health and you care about your body and you care about health in general, then that speaks for itself, okay? The end. The rest is still unwritten. I listened to that song earlier. So, I'm going to start off with number 1. These are in no particular order, but I think they're all very important. So I did a little bit of research into eating for mental health. What does it mean? Blah, 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 blah. And it basically spat out loads of shit, but I have recategorized them because I was feeling wild. And so these are in my own categories. Nobody came up with these except my brain right here. So, number 1, maintenance of blood sugar. If you don't know, I am currently going through a weight loss journey and I spoke about it in my last episode. Go check out that one as well. Also, go check out my YouTube channel because it's got stuff on there too about my current weight loss journey. There's a couple of videos. You will see them. I am on a hormone injection to basically to treat obesity. And it also increases how much insulin you secrete. Am I worried about that? A little bit. Do you know why? Because you can get something called insulin resistance, and I am like, am I going to get insulin resistance? So, firstly, I think not only am I losing weight, I play with my hair so much. I edited a video earlier, and I was like, oh my God, Dawn, stop it. But the thing is, when you wash it, it's fucking silky. I can't help it. It feels nice. I'll squeeze Burrito. Burrito's making another appearance. Often Burrito is squeezed out of frame and you don't know he's there, but I'm squeezing him. I think I have ADHD, like honestly. I don't know what to do about it. But, whatever. Can you imagine if I was on Ritalin? Like, I don't know what would happen. Like, what would happen? I don't know. I'd be scared. Okay, maintenance of blood sugar. So I think number 1, I am obviously eating less, but I'm also trying to think like, I've always thought I want to maintain a nice, even blood sugar. Do I manage that all the time? Absolutely not. Like, do I eat chocolate? Yeah. Do I eat sweets? Sometimes. Do I eat food that probably spikes my blood sugar? Yes. But I am trying to reduce that. It's a journey. It's not always easy because I think sugar is a drug, literally is. Am I addicted? Maybe. So I think our blood sugar the maintenance of blood sugar is so important, not only because when you eat loads of sugar or like food that releases loads of insulin, you end up feeling really fucking great for like an hour or two. And then, you all know this, come on, we all know this here. Then you get that massive crash. Number 1, you feel tired. Then you just end up eating more. Then you feel more tired because that didn't reach the same like spike that you did before. Or you end up just going up and down because you're constantly trying to have that like spike. Or you just go, okay, I'm having a sugar crash. I'm going to ride it out, but feeling like shit the whole time. So, orcs, not great. And yeah, basically, I think it affects you twofold. Number 1, because Well, probably more than twofold. But number one, because you feel tired and that makes you feel like shit. And number two, because then you might end up feeling a bit guilty. You might not, but for me, I probably do. You feel a bit guilty because you're like, well, I ate loads of shit and now I feel shit. And then you might end up eating more shit to make you feel less shit. So it's like a bit of a circle. I also think a way to help this is obviously to eat, less sugar or foods that are slower release. Whole grains is important. Complex carbohydrates. But another thing is meal timing. So having like regular meals rather than just like, some people don't snack, but like it depends what you're snacking on. But I do, if I'm hungry or like feeling kind of dead, I'm like, I'm going to have something to eat, My brain function is kind of important working as a doctor. So I'm like, no, I'm going to have a snack. And I'm trying to have like more snacks that are like, I have like pop chips or something. What I want to try and find is like a snack that's easy to make, that I can make, that is like savory or not gonna spike my blood sugar. So I am currently on the hunt for that. I found a really easy healthy homemade flapjack that I make, and it's like, not got like butter and shit in it. It's got coconut oil and stuff like that in it, and it's really nice and it's really filling actually, and it doesn't spike my blood sugar. That is amazing, but I get it, it's sweet. So I am trying to currently find a savoury alternative for those kind of times, because guess what? We're all hungry. We all get those times where we're like, fuck, I can't make it to the next meal. I need to like eat something now and then have a meal a bit later. Or what I end up doing is, if I don't have anything like made, I will end up just eating like loads of crap, and this is like one of my downfalls. I'll end up eating loads of crap because I get in and I'm just really hungry. So meal prepping is like super helpful for me to try and stop that from happening. But I would like to also come up with some savoury snacks to try and, I did get Graze, but then I was like, well, I'm spending, how much was it? £4 a week, which I know isn't a lot, but it was like, I started accumulating a lot, and then I was like, do I need this? I'm trying to cut back on monies. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Neurotransmitters. This is what we all came here for, isn't it? The big one. I think this is so important. I mean, I have said in one of my podcast episodes, I can't remember what it was. It might have been causes of depression. I can't remember. But it was basically talking about how 90% of our serotonin is made in our gut. And serotonin is the happy neurotransmitter. And when I say neurotransmitter, it's like a chemical in your brain that activate or like send signals across nerves. Crazy. I'm fucking astounded at how this thing works. I really am. Like, honestly, this is why I love medicine, because I'm just like, it baffles me. Like, my brain is just thinking and then I'm speaking and it's just happening. And like, all of these neurotransmitters are moving like really quickly, and honestly, it fucking freaks me out, but like in a good way. So if 90% of our serotonin, our happy hormone, is made in the gut, then if we eat shit, are we going to be happy? It's a rhetorical question. You got it. No. Obviously the other thing is whether that affects our cognitive function. So I read somewhere that we're still researching dementia, we're still researching Alzheimer's and things like that, and cognitive issues, neurological issues. But basically, we think it's a build-up of something called amyloid plaques and some other tau tangles, something like that. Anyway, it's basically build-up of shit in our brain. And it's thought to be that we have these like munchy cells, immune cells, that eat the shit that gets left behind, like the byproducts of stuff. And when those munchy cells stop working, that's quite a cute name, isn't it? Why didn't we call them munchy cells? I think they're called autophages or macrophages. Anyway, munchie cells, when they stop working, they stop munching this stuff, and then they join the accumulation of shit in your brain, these plaques that you get, and then basically you've just got like a dustbin, like landfill brain that has lots of just stuff in it that isn't being cleared away. And that's my great analogy right there, landfill brain. What a horrible analogy. I was thinking as I was saying it, I was like, this is terrible. Shut up, Dawn. Shut up, please. I'm sorry if I just offended anybody. But yeah, you get all these deposits build up in your brain, and basically the stuff we eat contributes to the function of some of these cells, the munchie cells, and also clearance, well, obviously, of these deposits. So we're more likely to get things like dementia. I mean, that's kind of it. But other cognitive issues, I suppose, or just quicker cognitive decline if we don't look after or don't watch what we eat. Now, I don't want it to be obsessive. All we have to do, guys, is just eat like what we should be eating, not Twinkies or Pop-Tarts. Like, we should just be eating fucking vegetables and whole foods, right? Whole foods. When I mean whole foods, I mean stuff that's grown. Apples, bananas, avocados, lettuce. And then, oats, stuff like that. So, not processed food. So, it's not really rocket science, but I get it. I fucking get it. Like, I'm not judging you, all right? I'm there myself. Do you know what? It is so much easier to go somewhere and just buy something quick and easy and shit, quite frankly, because it's cheaper, it's convenient, it's there, it's made for you, it's easy peasy, and you know that it's going to give you lots of calories, and you know that you're not going to be like hungry. Well, you probably will be, but if you eat like an apple, you're like, well, I'm hungry again 5 seconds later. So you think, oh, maybe if I eat a donut, like that's a bit more filling, right? A few more calories, 5 times more calories. So maybe it'll keep me going for longer, and it's cheaper. What's going on there? Please, someone tell me. So, what are ways that we can boost our neurotransmitters in our brain? Well, probiotics. I am a lover of probiotics. I used to have kefir. I used to think it was called kefir, but it's kefir apparently. It's fermented yogurt. Sounds gross, but it's fine. It's nice. Once you get used to the taste, it's a little bit like sour, but I don't mind that. I don't mind stuff that tastes a bit weird if I know that it's good for me. Rye bread, a little bit weird, but I love it because it's like I feel like it's good for me. So that's how my brain works. Omega-3. I have omega-3 every day. Some people question, do you need it? I would say it's one of the only... I take 2 supplements, collagen and omega-3, with whatever it comes with it in it. It's not fish oil omega-3, it's actually like algae, I think. It's vegan. Not because I'm a vegan, but just because I'm like, just trying to be a bit more sustainable for the planet. I'm one of those, #woke. But basically, I think omega-3 is super useful. Like, and that's not me saying omega-3 is useful for everybody. I don't want you taking that as medical advice right there. But for me and for, many other people, I would say it's very useful. If you have any doubt about that, go chat to your doctor or whatever. I have to say that. I know it sounds silly, but I have to. Caffeine and alcohol. Whoa. That's not me saying you take that to make your neurotransmitters good. I'm saying the opposite. Well, actually, let's go there. I did an episode on caffeine, quite a popular episode actually. Obviously it's a universal drug of the world, I called it. Basically, caffeine actually increases your serotonin, and when you have it, and then when you don't have it and when you're withdrawing, you're actually really sad. So as long as you've got that drug at all times handy to you, fine, perfect. The other thing is alcohol. I did another episode on that as well, somewhere back in the day. Just go have a look. Go have a little browse, listen to me, back in the year, months ago, I don't know, whatever I'm saying. So, alcohol's a naughty one because it makes you feel fucking great for like a few hours. You know, you feel like loose and I'm ready for the world, but actually it depletes a lot of your chemicals in your brain or activates inhibitory neurotransmitters, and you end up being more sad. Woo! It's only a short-term thing, but if you drink a lot or every day or frequently, I see a lot of people who, and I'm not judging, I'm just stating facts right here. A lot of people, especially older people, drink every day. They do. And I don't know if they have any shame about that or whether they just tell me because I asked them, but it's part of the history. You ask them about your alcohol intake. I had a guy, the other day who literally said he drank 1.5 glasses of wine a day, which I know doesn't sound a lot, but that is quite a lot when it's every day. Obviously, I have met people who have drunk like 2 litres of vodka a day. Way too much, okay? Don't. You're probably won't make it past 30. Okay, the next one. 2 more left, don't worry. Sounds like Les Mis, when they sing everything. Oh, guys, I've been loving eating and cooking recently. Not so much the eating, more the cooking. And it's because cooking is so mindful. It's like, I just think it's really good for your mental health. And it's like making something satisfying. You're like, wow, I make this. And I just feel like quite proud when I've made it. And often, once you've done a recipe once, I know how to do it now off the top of my head. I don't need to keep looking at the recipe or like being like, oh, how do I make this? like my flapjack thing that I keep making. So, and I also think appreciation, and you also get like an appreciation of you're not like just going to eat it mindlessly because I bought it and it means nothing to me. It's like when you grow food, like, wow, I'm actually like tasting this because I grew it. Like I've got some spinach and rocket and lettuce on the go at the moment and an accidental tomato plant. Don't know how that came about. But basically when I eat it, firstly it tastes of something, not just water or nothing. The spinach actually tastes like a leaf. I don't know if that's good, but it must be good. Because you just cut it and eat it. It's really cute. But I also have some satisfaction. I don't feel like I need to eat like handfuls of it. So I'm like, okay, I've got like a little handful of spinach that I grew. Firstly, it's probably got more nutrients in it per handful than shop bought spinach because it's straight from the plant, like straight from the soil, right? So, and also I'm like, I made it. Well, I didn't make it. The seeds made it, but I grew it. So I'm just like, wow. And it makes me appreciate it so much more. And I don't just eat it and just think, wow, it's just food, whatever. Because I think I do eat a lot of shit, like a lot of food, and not really think about it or just sort of think, oh, I just eat it, just get it over and done with. And I think really going on this like weight loss journey has really, firstly, be a lot more mindful about what I'm eating and how it's making me feel, and I'm just trying to reevaluate my relationship with food as well, and trying to just enjoy cooking. Before I was just I would never cook because I would just be like, right, I would like fry some eggs. I would just be like, right, I'm having fried eggs and bread and like I just couldn't be asked. I really couldn't. So I think that's also going to help me like with my weight loss journey because, I'm not just shoving something together last minute. I'm like, actually, I've got food prepared and it's like, and then I've also put like looking after your mental and physical health is a cyclical act, right? You feel good about looking after yourself, which makes you happier. And then you're like, oh, I want to look after myself more because it makes me feel good. So then you end up like getting into this good cycle, positive cycle of being like, oh, I want to look after myself. I actually quite like cooking. And it's like a really fun thing to do. And then you can also like give it to people and they're like, wow, this is really nice. And then you feel good about that. All right, the last one is inflammation. I want to do a proper whole episode on inflammation from food. Inflammation is something that is plaguing, I'm telling you, plaguing our population at the moment, and we don't even realize it. If you've got an autoimmune condition, if you've got diabetes, if you eat crap food regularly, if you smoke, if you drink a lot, you are probably unknowingly inflamed. And that might sound really benign, nothing serious. But I mean, it's been shown, and like I am really, I see it in the people that I see. It's been shown to increase your risk of all sorts of diseases. Now, I don't want this podcast to be like scaring people, but I want it to be like a positive reinforcement, to be like a positive message, to be like, guys, looking after yourself is super important, and inflammation is one of the reasons. Like I said, I will do a full episode on that. One of the biggest things, I mean, I've literally just mentioned all the things that can cause inflammation, but some of the things that reduce inflammation in particular are colourful foods, fruits, vegetables, etc. Because they have the more colourful the better. They have lots of antioxidants and lots of vitamins in them. And they are protective. Everybody's like, ooh, oxidative stress. That is a type of inflammation, all right? So everybody's, we have the word antioxidant in our head, but what does that really mean? Well, it means we're preventing inflammation, preventing oxidation of our cells, which is, oxygen is thought to be like, because we breathe it, it's thought to be a good molecule. But actually, really, when it's split up and it's a free radical, right? Bringing out my very old and rusty chemistry, even knowledge here. When it's a free radical, it actually damages cells. Now, how? Can't remember, but I know that it does. So, yeah, I always think, like, if your physical health is better as well, like, your mental health is going to be better. I mean, I literally did a last episode on how amazing I'm feeling after losing weight. And I do think it's because my physical health is better. I've got so much energy, like, too much energy. And, sorry about that. And also I just feel happier. I feel better. Oh, God. I don't think I've ever hiccuped on the podcast. That's literally a first. I'm not even going to take that out because it's like, that was a rare occurrence. I'm so glad it's not carrying on. Yeah, I think if your physical health is better, your mental health will be better. And then when your mental health is better, again, a positive cycle of, well, I feel better now, so I'm going to go out and exercise. I'm going to go out for a walk. I'm going to go out and do things that are positive for my physical health, and then your mental health is even better. And it's like amazing. It's amazing. Don't you want to join me? I have I would say still a long way to go with regards to trying to really sort out my eating so that when I come off this medication, I stay at the weight that I finish at. I know what to do. It's just really trying to implement it, and I am actually going to make a video about this, so I don't want to like talk about it too much and spoil that, but I feel like there is a lot to be done. There's a lot of unlearning of unhelpful behaviour to be done, and there's a lot of learning of things to do that will prevent overeating in the future. I don't want to demonize food and overeating and eating food, etc. And I don't want to I never want to be, we're a very health conscious but also health anxious society. I think there's remit in trying to make yourself healthier, but there is a line between trying to make yourself healthier and then getting obsessed with it. I don't want to encourage that. I think it needs to be recognised and stopped before it gets too bad, because it is an addictive kind of obsession. I just want to put that kind of in there. I've been there, people. Maybe I'll do an episode on this one day. I have been there with the sort of, counting calories and stuff like that as a teenager. Because it's, if there are any teenagers listening, you don't need to go there, all right? I don't think counting calories is useful. I think if you eat the right foods, you can eat as much as you want of it. And if you start to recognize your hunger signals and whether you are actually hungry and whether you're full, like I honestly, when I started this, I couldn't tell. I was like, I don't know if I'm hungry. When you're hungry, when you're fucking hungry, but I can't tell when I'm like, let's say hungry is like a 0 and full is like a 10. Like starving is like a 0 and then full is a 10, like really, really full. I could tell from about, if I was a 0, a 1 or a 2, or if I was a 9 or a 10. But I couldn't tell anywhere in the middle. I'm like, am I a 3 or am I a 7? I don't know. Anyway, I'm starting to relearn that, I would say. Unfortunately, I think that's come from a society issue, which is, you know what I'm going to say. I bet you do. Eat all your food, otherwise you're not allowed to leave the table. I honestly hate this thing. Like, I hate those words. Like, why would you ever do that to somebody? Like, I was forced to eat, and probably massive portions as well, and I was forced to eat it. Like, what? Why? If a child is like, fair enough, if a child's got like an eating disorder or something like that. I didn't. I was just like, I don't want it. But it's like, no, you need to, it's like discipline, right? They think it's discipline. And people also think it's not wasting food. Guess what? There's something called Tupperware, and you can just put that food in Tupperware. I'll eat it tomorrow. Or it was like they were trying to train me out of like not being fussy, but it's like, sorry, if I don't want fucking mince, don't force feed me mince. Anyway, sorry, that is a big old rant on my childhood there. But it just like, it diminishes your hunger knowledge. Like, you're like, you just have to push past it, because otherwise you just sit there forever. All right, okay, that's my therapy session over. But anyway, let's talk about, as promised, the best and worst foods for your mental health. I found a really nice infographic. I love an infographic. Love. Best thing ever, because I'm a very visual person and I absolutely vibe with them. Right. I'm going to try and do this fairly quickly. We don't want to go too cray. Right, avocados. Oh my God, I've just realised they're in alphabetical order. Even better. Oh, I've just realised that the best are in alphabetical order, but the worst are not. That makes no sense. What happened there? I reckon what happened was one person did one side and the other person did the other side. Okay. That upsets me a bit. Right, avocados. Very rich in antioxidants. Recently I've started eating avocados. Not that I wasn't eating them before, but I've started eating them, right? And what I mean is I've started paying attention. And I think this is, again, part of my, like, weight loss journey. But I've started, like, when I eat food, I think about it. Whereas before I just eat it and I'd be like, right, come on, let's get this shit over and done with. I want to go carry on with what I'm doing. And I think as a result, that would like make me eat quickly, overeat, eat shit. Okay? I'm taking some of the blame here. But I've started eating avocados, and I mean eating them. I mean like tasting them. I mean really enjoying them. I don't know if it's because I've had some really good avocados recently or what's happened, but basically I've been like, wow, blown away. Before I just thought they were cute looking. Now I think they're tasty AF. I'm like, I've been missing out. Like, honestly, it's blown my mind. I have not properly tasted an avocado before until recently, and wow, I really am mind blown. I'm mind blown right here. Do you know what? I ate some avocado earlier. Again, it was like another experience from another world. Blueberries. This says researchers have found that eating 2 servings of blueberries per week may, oh, that's not a good word, may delay cognitive decline by 2.5 years. Oh, that's nice. I try to eat foods that are in season, because the issue is if you eat blueberries that are from literally Nicaragua is, I feel like, a common one, halfway across the world. Nothing wrong with Nicaragua as far as I'm aware. I might have just put myself in an absolute coffin there. I don't know anything about Nicaragua. I think it's in South America. I don't know. I actually have no idea. I'm sorry for Nicaraguans around the world. But basically, blueberries that are out of season, have travelled many, many hours, I just feel like they taste kind of watery and just not really like tasting of anything. So I am like, why am I spending so much money for something that is probably not benefiting my health that much? And I feel like mentally I am, but it's not. So I try to eat foods that are in season at the moment. Obviously sometimes that doesn't always happen. I do eat, I had some British strawberries the other day actually. Coffee, I actually spoke about this in my caffeine one. Actually weirdly good for you. Plot twist. Dark chocolate, when I read this I was like, oh boy, guess who's living the dream? And I was actually prepping for this earlier, and I went and ate some dark chocolate with hazelnuts in, and nuts is on here as well. So I was like, I purposefully get that chocolate because it's dark and it's got nuts in, hazelnuts, which are the best kind of nut for chocolate in my opinion. I also have cacao nibs on my breakfast cereal. I'm one of those, like, I love seeds, milled seeds and like shit on my cereal, and in smoothies and stuff. Green tea, I feel the benefit when I have this. I don't know if it's because I'm having less milk. I have oat milk though. God, I'm so woke. But I do feel the benefit, and also I just don't get that massive coffee crash afterwards. Herbs and spices, I mean, we've all started having turmeric, haven't we? Because it looks fucking cool and it's orange and it reduces inflammation and stuff like that. And we all think that, colourful stuff. I try to have colourful stuff, but not like candy colourful, because I feel like the more colourful stuff is, the healthier it is, minus candy. Why am I calling it candy? Like I'm from fucking Candy. I love candy. Like I'm from fucking Los Angeles or something. Why do I keep going Australian? Or maybe South African? I don't know. Leafy greens, cool. I mean, we've all known that greens always good for us. I don't know why they say leafy. Leafy? What's green that's not leafy? I guess broccoli? Do they mean like cruciferous vegetables that are green? Anyway, leafy greens, spinach, lettuce. I am loving lettuce at the moment. Little gem lettuce in particular. I end up eating a whole lettuce in one sitting though, so I don't really, I know it's not like bad for me, but I am like, how much can one spend on lettuce a week? I need to calm down. But I eat it like it's like crisps, but maybe that's a good thing. Legumes. This literally all says brain health, Alzheimer's, literally everything I've just spoken about. Nuts, seeds, we all know that. Whole grains, we all know that too. Quinoa. Love quinoa. I know I probably shouldn't say this, but quinoa cooked, it's killing me. Quinoa cooked in like stock cube, mind blown. Amaranth, no idea what that is. It could be like pangolin poo kernels for all I know. Oatmeal, teff, no idea again. Buckwheat, the end. Then we move on to the worst. I'm going to say them in alphabetical order because it kind of upsets me that they're not. Right, let's start with aspartame. Oh boy, there's so much shit food in the hospital. It really troubles me. I'm like, guys, someone got a 7-Up out of the fridge the other day. They were like, do you want one? Sugar-free. I was like, no, because... And then I started to get... I sound like such a twat. I started to go off on this, not tangent, but being like, they've got aspartame in, and although they've got no sugar in, realistically, what good is aspartame doing for you? And she stared at it and she was like, I could tell that she probably didn't then want to drink it, but she did. I was like, that's fine, one a month maybe isn't so bad, but apparently it raises cortisol levels, free radicals, not our friend, high risk of stroke and dementia. I think we really haven't seen the full effect of it yet because it's, when did Coke come about? Not greater than 100 years ago. God, now we've really got to think and try and put it in order. I think cheese is next. Oh, I had cheese earlier. Oh well, I like cheese. Sorry. I've really been getting into goat's cheese. It doesn't specify which kind of cheese, but I assume goat's cheese is in there. What comes next? Oh, fuck, I missed out butter. That's B. A, B, C. Again, okay. I feel like, let me just smash through these. We all know them, don't we? Red meat. Also, these all just say like oxidative stress, nitrites, processed meat, terrible. Avoid. Maybe only at Christmas. Processed foods, the end. Fried food, yeah, thank you. Pastries, sweets, sugary drinks, excessive alcohol. Come on, mate, we all knew that already. Alright, well, I guess that's the end then. Foods that boost our mental health. There's some on here that weren't mentioned. Salmon? I had a horrible dream about fish last night. Oh, it wasn't good. No, absolutely not. And I don't even know how to describe it. It was that troubling. There were fish heads and there were fish biting me, and I had to touch fish and dead fish and live fish. Ooh, when you have those dreams that are really quite traumatic. Chicken. I had some chicken earlier. Whole grains, avocados, leafy greens. We've been there, done that. Yogurt, nuts, berries, tomatoes. Doesn't give an explanation. Dark chocolate. Woo! Oh, I've got another one that I realised that I've missed out. Tiredness? Why have I put that? Dehydration. That's what I've written. It's pretty vague. 2 words: tiredness, dehydration. I mean, you can get another thing was being more hydrated and drinking enough. Wait there, but it's also like we all know that as well. There's a big drive for it, and if you're into looking after yourself, then you know that you need to drink water. I want to leave with a really interesting fact. I think it's a fact. Questionable. Walnuts look like brains. That's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I upload every Monday and Thursday. I accidentally said Monday and Tuesday the other day. No, that was wrong. And I discuss all things positive health and mental health and physical health and self-improvement. The list is expanding, apparently. Please share with your friends, family. Give it a like. Give it a 5-star rating. I love you lots, and I will see you in the next episode, which will be like 92, 91, I think. And then we're coming up to the 100th. I don't know what to do for that. It feels like a big milestone, but maybe give me some recommendations in the comments. Actually, by the time you've commented, the podcast will already have been recorded. So, but if you're listening on the podcast, then send me an email, and then it won't have been recorded yet, because the podcast goes out like a few weeks before the video does. Plot twist? Did you know that? Because if you didn't, I suggest maybe you could go and listen to the podcast sooner if you're not that bothered about the video. Anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. I'm going to go continue to stroke my hair and do the crossword in bed. It's 2 a.m. What am I doing with my life? Okay. Love you. Bye.